The Lansu Chinese Garden is one of only 8 classical Chinese gardens in all of North America, and it's right here in Portland. When you become a member for $100 a year, the Family and Friends membership extends benefits to 2 card holders and up to 4 guests per card, with free daily admission and discounts to the garden shop and tea house. You'll also save on unique gifts from local vendors and on tickets to special events. Plus, you can visit other cultural destinations across the state with their reciprocal admission program. Learn more and join today at lansugarden.org/membership.
I know many of you have New Year's resolutions to get out more and explore where you live a little deeper. So today on CityCast Portland, we're revisiting a conversation I had with Eden Dawn, author of the Portland Book of Dates, and our very own executive producer, John Notarianni. We're looking at our city through that newcomer's gaze. Think of it as an unofficial guide of sorts on how to be a local tourist. It's Thursday, January 8th. I'm Claudia Meza, and this is what Portland's talking about. Eden, John, thank you so much for joining us on this very important chatcast.
Oh, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
That's what we're calling these now.
Ooh, chatcast. I like it.
Chatcast.
So anyhow, we were thinking you don't pay attention to your city after a while. You kind of take it for granted. How about we start thinking about our city like tourists? And so the way I approached it is like, when you guys go visit a city for the first time, never been, like what's one of the first things you end up doing or you want to do?
Botanical garden. I am of the age that a botanical garden is always at the top of my list. I have been to them around the world. Thankfully, I've gotten my husband on board this life's journey now where it's such a beautiful way to see a place because there's always like a native plant area. So you get to know a lot about the area. It's a beautiful walk. It's usually not as crowded as other touristy things. And now, if you want to know where my favorite botanical gardens are around the world, I can just start rattling them off to you. But I always recommend the botanical garden.
That's beautiful. What about you, John?
I feel like there's like a three-prong attack. You go either like food cart or counter service restaurant, somewhere really cheap and locally to eat. Their big bookstore and sort of browse that, and then cocktail bar. So you get a book, go to like a cool cocktail bar in the new city. Maybe it's like early in the day, it's like 3:00. You can like have a drink, browse through the book that you just read, and then sort of plan out the rest of your attack on the city.
Wow, mine's a bit of a both. And John, I have to agree on the cocktail bar and the food. I feel like before I go to a city, I Google that immediately. Mm-hmm. Like I go to their eater or whatever, and I'm just like, where am I going to eat? What am I going to drink? But I feel like when I first go to a city, if it is by the water, and for some reason I tend to go to cities that have water, I want to see their waterfront like immediately. Mm-hmm. And so I look for places to eat around, and I just want to see like what their water looks like, and also like the boat situation. Like, can I get on one of these? Like, what's going on? Is there a ferry? Can I jump on a ferry? I love ferries. I love visiting ferries. I think that's like my botanical garden.
I fully stand by the water. I think coming from a water city, there's a little bit of us where we're sizing other people up right away. Where we're like, What's your waterfront scene like?
It's Yeah, exactly. What's the one Portland thing that you feel embarrassed that you haven't done yet?
So up until a couple weeks ago, it would have been a voodoo donut. But as you remember, Claudia, we ate 1 million voodoo donuts for an episode.
And we were good with that. Yeah.
And we were good. So I got my voodoo donut. But no, this is also, you're gonna go white when I say this. I've never done wine country. I've never done a wine tour.
John.
I've never done a wine tasting. I've never done it. It's like the one thing that I've never gotten around to. And I think because in my brain, it's like inside the city is like going out and eating and drinking, and going outside the city is for like adventuring and being in the woods. So I've just never gotten around to doing a wine tour, even though I know that they're wonderful and that you love them, Claudia. So I'm sorry.
I do.
We'll have to fix it this summer.
Well, not an official tour, though. I mean, those I'm sure are great, but I call them a wine tour. They're my own wine tour. Basically, whenever I go to like more than one winery, I've officially gone on a wine tour. Yeah. Right?
I support this science. This is science.
Yeah. Well, John, we should change that.
And it's so beautiful out there. Like, go out, and it's such a nice way to spend a day. And most of them let you have picnics and things that you can take with you. It's just a really lovely way. I like to pretend that I'm just being like a nature sightseer that happens to be getting tipsy along the way.
Yeah. I'm sure I would love it. There's nothing not to like about it. I'm embarrassed. This is a mistake. So
I am embarrassed about the fact that for years I have seen this line and never participated in it. And that is, I have never eaten a Pine Street biscuit.
Oh, I guess that is like the biscuit version of voodoo in a way, or like salt and straw or whatever.
Yeah.
I have to tell you, they're pretty good.
yeah, Pine State biscuits. They're pretty good. And you know what I'll say, Eden? They actually hold up surprisingly well for delivery. So if you want to like do a Grubhub or something.
Okay, that's a good tip. I don't know why it's not like a political stance I've taken against. I always see these people in a line, and I live in Alberta, so I watch them, and I'm always like, I don't have that line in my heart. I don't have the effort in me.
What about you, Claudia?
I've never been to the Rose Garden, the Rose Test Garden. I've obviously been to Peninsula Park, my favorite Rose Garden so far, because it's the only one I've been to.
The original Rose Garden, right?
Yeah, exactly. It's the original Rose Garden, but I haven't been to like the one in Washington Park or whatever, up in the Northwest Hills. I've never been, and people seem to like it.
I love it, and I think you should go. This one is the most offensive to me of everyone's
saying.
Okay. Yeah, I have to say. This is the one where I'm drawing a line in the sand.
But to back Claudia up, like what do you get at Washington, the Washington Park Rose Garden that you won't get at Peninsula?
You get the city views. I love Peninsula Park, right? That one is such a special rose garden. Of course, it was the first. It's still a beautiful one, and it's attached to a huge, great park. But at the one at Washington Park, it's also over the whole city. So it's the drive up. It's like getting to look out over the views. It's just different. It's lovely. Both are great in their own ways. You know, they have similarities. I'm sure it's like dating twins. Both are great. They have similarities, but each has their own personality.
It's a very weird metaphor, Eden.
I know. How many twins have you dated, Eden? Why was that at the tip of your tongue?
Yeah, I know. I was halfway in and was like, this is a bad idea, but I'm sticking with it. You know, I've had a lot of coffee today.
Okay.
I also am on Sudafed, so that's an interesting combination.
Okay.
Yeah. We're just firing on all cylinders.
I was just wondering. So thinking about like tourist traps that we haven't been to that maybe we're thinking we should go, like we all just, gave an example of something we haven't really hit up that we should. What are tourist traps that are actually pretty awesome? And if you haven't gone, like an everyday Portlander might actually want to go to. Like you need to do this if you haven't done this already.
Well, I'm going to start an obvious concept, but I believe firmly in this place, and it is waterfall related.
Okay.
And that is Silver Falls State Park.
Oh, yeah.
It is such a special place. And I, am a born and raised Oregonian, so I've been going there my entire life. I remember going there in like the second grade for a field trip, but I actually went 2 weeks ago and did that hike again, which is brutal. At the end, my iPhone said I had walked 30 flights of stairs, and my thighs were serious jello. But it was amazing. It's, the Trail of 10 Falls. First of all, Silver Falls State Park is our biggest state park at 9,000 square acres. And we were walking around the trail, and I realized how many different languages I was hearing. Like we heard Spanish, we heard Japanese, we heard German, we heard Norwegian, like so many international travelers there, which kind of surprised me. And then I thought about it, and it's like, well, yeah, if you went to a place and they're like, hey, on one hike, you see 10 waterfalls. Mm-hmm. And not only that, but you get to walk behind 3 or 4 of them.
Yes. It's pretty magic. Yeah.
It's so magical. You walk under a waterfall. You can literally kiss someone under a waterfall. Like that is a Drew Barrymore movie.
So magic. Yeah.
It's so special. And I think it is like a little bit where people know it. And because it's the biggest one, they're like, oh, it's touristy, but it is highly worth it. I love it. I think that you can go every few years too.
Yeah.
And there's so many of them. I feel like you could kiss like at least 4 sets of twins.
Yeah, that's 8 people.
What about you, John?
I'm going to stick with a waterfall too, and I'm just going for the biggie, man. Multnomah Falls, like way underrated by locals. It is so cool. It is so cool, and I think like both Silver Falls and Multnomah, we're so used to it. We're so used to the iconography of it, but if you hadn't been there in a while, just to go and sit there at the base of it and look up at this like most perfect waterfall, it doesn't even look real. It's so, so, so cool. The lodge that's been there for like nearly 100 years is incredible. And it never dries up because it's fed by a spring. So you can go the entire year. Like some waterfalls, you're going to go in like August and September and they're just going to be a trickle. But Multnomah Falls is always going. I mean, it is the biggest tourist attraction in Oregon. 2 million people go every year. But if you've never been, like, just go see it because it's worth it. And you can just pop out of your car and look at it and like stand there for a couple minutes. But there's also a lot of really great hiking trails up behind it as well. So if you've got like a half day and want to, really do some hiking, the trails up behind the falls are really incredible too.
Yeah, I can't imagine someone living in Portland and not having done the Multnomah Falls. So I have to agree with John that if you haven't done it, you must. Just on the event, like for some reason you want to be on the hater side, you must know what you're going to hate. Mm-hmm. If you're gonna be like, Multnomah Falls, I'd rather go to like, Silver Falls or any other fall, you must go. Yeah. You must go to either to judge, to love it, to rate it. It's so funny that you said underrated because I was like, that is the most overrated falls in the history of all falls. But then I realized as you were speaking out, you were winning me over. I was like, you're right. It is, Matt. Yes. Yeah. It is huge.
It's properly rated.
Yes.
Properly not rated. Underrated. It's not overrated. It's properly rated. Mm-hmm.
Well, mine is, this is going to sound silly, but like jet boat. It's sort of like a adventure / tour. So someone gets you on a jet boat. It's going really fast. You do like little Tokyo drifts on the Willamette while you're learning all about like every bridge that you go under. And you go and see like the salmon fishery, like the area further down where like the salmon come. And there's like a salmon run. It's over. You know what I'm talking about? And then there's like a lock. Mm-hmm. It's just crazy. You see the Willamette in a way that I think you will never see it unless you have a boat and you know where to go and you have the history. So I feel like if you're at all a boat person, because I know a lot of people aren't, but if you are, I would highly suggest doing a jet boat tour. You're going to learn so much about Portland. You're going to learn so much about the Willamette, and you're going to get wet, and it's going to be fun.
I was totally boat agnostic until last summer, until I actually got on a boat on the Willamette, and it was amazing. But it actually, you know how sometimes you go through this situation of recognizing what you're missing and then you just see it everywhere? Mm-hmm. After being on the boat on the Willamette River once, every time I see a boat on the Willamette, I'm like, I wish that was me. I wish that was me. Yeah. I wish I was on that boat. And I never had to deal with that feeling before. So it is like a longing in my heart that I never had before.
I haven't been on that jet boat, but I am lucky to have some friends who have little boats, and we go out on sunset cocktail hour cruises and go around. Mm-hmm. We watch the jet boaters cruise by, who always seem in a big hurry. They got places to go.
They're trying to pack in the entire like Willamette River in like under 2 hours. So they got places to be.
Yeah, they do.
I enjoy the like spinning around in the water and getting wet, but I actually really do enjoy that every person who takes you out has like their own knowledge of the river. So I've been on like 3 jet boat tours, and every time I've gone on, I've learned something different that like this tour guide knows that the other tour guide did not, and I'm just like, wow.
Yeah.
All right, let's take a quick break here, and when we come back, more touristy Portland places that are actually worth the hype.
Thinking about buying a home in 2026? Well, make sure you do it right. Because most people begin the whole process backwards, falling in love with listings before they understand their financial options. James Adair is a Portland mortgage strategist with Neo Home Loans, powered by Better. He works with buyers across Oregon, Washington, and California, helping them get clear before they start house hunting. A strategic conversation with James helps you see the full picture, what you can afford, how to structure your financing, and how homeownership fits with your wealth-building goals. Visit pdxhomeloan.com to schedule your strategic conversation. No pressure, no obligation, just clarity on your 2026 real estate goals. James Adair, NMLS 272766 with Better Mortgage, NMLS 330511, an equal housing lender.
What's the last of the tourist traps, you guys, that are actually pretty awesome?
I'm going to go for Spanish coffee at Huber's Cafe.
Yeah.
Which is like the ultimate tourist thing. I mean, this place has been around for 144 years. And if you've never done it, it's this old restaurant. And they have this entire ritual around making Spanish coffee where they coat a glass, the rim, in sugar. And then they put some overproof rum in the glass, light it on fire so that it caramelizes all the sugar around the rim. And the bartenders have this whole choreography that they do while they do it. And then they fill the glass with coffee and a little bit of Kahlua and whipped cream. And it's just, to me, feels like such a ritual that is so Portland and something that you just have to do.
I 100% agree. Bring cash for tipping because it's like a whole, presentation. This person comes out and everything's on fire. They're doing all this stuff and you're supposed to tip them, John. And I didn't know that. And so I'm just like, well, I'm just going to pay for my drink here and tip you here. And it's like, no, it doesn't go to them. It goes to somebody else. And I was like, oh.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's good. And why is it that things on fire at a restaurant, so fun? Things on fire at home, not so fun.
Yeah. Alcohol and fire in particular. Seems like it wouldn't be a marriage made in heaven, but...
No, and it's so great.
It really works. I mean...
Every time.
Also, shout out to the flaming drinks that you can get at Hele Pele. Another fun combination of fire and alcohol.
Yeah.
What about you, Eden?
Mine also points for longevity, and I'm going with Rocky Horror Picture Show at Clinton Street Theater. If you've never been, it is a very fun thing. Every Saturday night for 40 years, Clinton Street Theater has been playing Rocky Horror Picture. That's amazing. And you go and everybody's very into it. They do the whole things. There's props. People are throwing rice at the wedding scene and people come in costumes. And if it's your first time, you famously, they put a big red V on your cheek with lipstick when you go in. And it is silly. And then, of course, you get to do my favorite thing in the world, which is watch Tim Curry, who I just believe to be an angel on earth. I love him so much.
Oh my gosh. You know what? I realize I've never done that either.
I've never done that either.
I've never done it. I did a story about it.
John, you did the story? You did?
I did a story about it.
because it was the pandemic.
Because it was during the pandemic.
Yeah.
And they were just doing it for themselves because they couldn't let people in. So they were just continuing the string of showings just for the staff because they didn't want to lose the record. But I've never been. Oh,
wow.
You should go have a full day of wine tasting.
Get a Spanish coffee to wake me up. Get a little caffeine for the long day. Oh my gosh.
I also recommend it's across the street from Dots, which is another old Portland staple that I will recommend for forever. So you go to Dots, you get some fries, you get a drink, and then you go to the midnight showing of Rocky Horror Picture Show. And it's just stupid fun. It's just one of those things that's silly and worth doing at some point in your life. I don't know that Dots has wine, and I'm not sure that Dots would be the place you would want to drink wine.
But you know what they do have is tater tots, John, and I know you love tater tots.
Love me some tater tots.
Yeah. An Oregon invention.
I know.
It's
I just
true.
learned that.
Tater tots and corn dogs. We also invented corn dogs.
What?
And the garden burger.
Shut up, Eden.
And the tofurkey.
The tofurkey too?
So many things. Garden burger, tofurkey.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
You guys can continue telling us what else we invented.
U-Haul, Leatherman. Obviously the Nike waffle shoe design.
All
We've
right.
invented quite a few things, okay? Oregonians are scrappy.
That's
it. That's it. We're scrappy.
Okay, well, that's it. Okay. Well, my final contribution to this conversation is that it's a twofer in a sense because one is I've done it and I feel like if you haven't done it, you should go. And it's the Portland Japanese Garden It's totally a tourist trap. It's like the place you take your mom. But every time I've gone, I had to go this weekend. My mom was in town. I'm like, oh yeah, this place is awesome. And it's so special. And it just feels so wonderful to have like so much Japanese influence in this city. And then you start thinking about that and you're like, yeah, there's actually been a lot of Japanese influence. You think about the waterfront, you think about the cherry trees, all this stuff. And you're just like, yeah. And so I really enjoyed that. I think people should do it. One thing I haven't done that I really want to do, I think that like this is going to motivate me to do it, is I've always wanted to take one of those like Portland history tours by Kick-Ass Walking Tours. It's Doug King Crispin.
Former CityCast Portland guest, yeah.
Yeah, he's the one who helped debunk the Shanghai tours and the Shanghai tunnels.
Oh.
But he knows a lot about Portland history, and he also has a very foul mouth, so I know it's going to be very fun.
I've also never done one of those history tours, but I love the Japanese gardens. Love the Japanese gardens. Like that was definitely in my top 5 picks, and I didn't get to it. And Claudia, you know what is just down the road from the Japanese gardens?
Is it the Rose Garden?
It's the Rose Garden.
Yeah.
It's the Rose Garden.
So maybe that's a little twofer.
You know what I think is amazing? Like, none of these picks really feel controversial. I feel like all of them we can be like, yeah, that's cool. And I feel like in most cities, like the tourist thing would be something that all the locals really, really hate on. But I don't feel like we have that. I feel like we all actually kind of like pretty much everything that Portland has to offer.
That's true. I mean, what do you think that says about our city, John? I guess it means that we're pretty okay. I don't know.
I think, yeah, this is like the moment that we come up with the new Portland slogan.
Hey, Portland, we're pretty okay.
No, we're pretty okay. We got some waterfalls and stuff.
Yeah, we're pretty okay. Well, thanks so much, you guys. John, Eden, I appreciate you, as always, coming on and sharing your picks for touristy things for Portlanders to do. And if anyone out there has ideas of their own, please hit us up. We'd love to hear them.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah, I can't wait to see what they say. Somebody's going to be like, do you guys not even know Pals? No, we do know Pals.
And now for some events happening this week. Every Thursday on the show, we like to bring you a few recommendations to help you plan your weekend, and here's what we got. Tonight, there's a handmade dumpling workshop at the Cartside Food Pod. If you can't make it tonight, they have a few other dates throughout the next couple of months. It's about $65, but they provide everything. You just show up. Seems like a cute couple activity. And if you watched Marty Supreme and are now more curious about professional ping pong, this weekend, starting on Friday at the Oregon Convention Center, Major League Table Tennis is featuring 10 teams battling it out in lightning-fast singles, strategic doubles, and a high-stakes Golden Game finale. Go support the local team, the Portland Paddlers. A weekend pass starts at around $55. Finally, if you want to shake off your winter blues, this Saturday night, the legendary Portland DJ duo, DJ Anjali and the Incredible Kid, are hosting Tropital. That's one of their signature Desi Latin dance nights at the Goodfoot. Only about $16, but I get tickets ahead of time. They do tend to sell out. Of course, there's so much more happening this weekend, and if you'd like an earlier look at our event picks, sign up to become a CityCast Portland neighbor at membership.citycast.fm. In addition to earlier access, you also get member-only invites to events and free giveaways, plus ad-free podcast listening. Head over to membership.citycast.fm for more info. And for even more local news and events, sign up for our daily newsletter or hit up our site, portland.citycast.fm. We'll throw a link for all this in the show notes. That's all for today here on CityCast Portland. Thank you so much for listening. If you enjoyed the show, share it with a friend or rate and leave us a good review. It really helps us out. And don't forget, you can support this show and get some great perks by becoming a CityCast neighbor. Just visit membership.citycast.fm for all the details. We'll be back tomorrow morning with more from around the city. Until then, see you with Slims.